About a year later, a friend of mine that was in the church group she actually paged me one day. We didn't have cell phones. And she said to me, I have to get to her mother's house immediately. When I got there was this old lady, a real old English lady. And I said, what's the problem? I thought, I have to take her somewhere. She said to me, no. The Lord said to me last night that a big man with the name of Jacques must come and pray for me. She had never met me. I said, I've never done this before. She said, well, God said to me, you must come pray for me. I said, okay, I'll be here now. I went to the toilet and I spent about 10 minutes praying. And I didn't know what to pray. How do you pray for someone? How do you pray for somebody to be healed? Excuse me. Came out the toilet and I said to her, look, ma'am, I'm going to have to put my hand on your tummy. And she said to me, my son, I don't care where you put your hands. You pray for me. God said you must pray for me and He will heal me. I prayed for this lady. She had a soccer ball size cancer growth in her stomach. 2 days later, when she was in hospital to have it removed, there was no cancer. It was gone. Since then, I've been asked to pray for somebody else. Sorry, Charles. I've been asked to pray for someone else. A man also, I lived in his sister's house, out on a farm. And she came to me to come and speak to me. And I said to her, look, you want to inspect the house because, they're the landlords. No. Last night I got a message from the Lord that you must pray for my brother. I said to her, her name was Susanna. I said, son, but, how? My wife said to me, look, you've got to do what the Lord says. You've been praying about this. You're always worried about this. We went out to this guy and we walked into this man, and he was a big man, bigger than me, his hands size of dinner plates. I walked in there and this man was laying down, but you could see he was really ill. And I said to him, hi, my name's Jacques Nelson. He said, what do you want here? I said, I've come to pray for you. And the man showed signs, rude signs, and he said, I must F off out of his house, take my God with me. The 3 women were in a state, his sister, his wife, and my wife. I just said to him, just please leave the room. I went and I sat down next to this man and I took his hand. And in Afrikaans, I said to him, Uncle, I'm not here to pray for you for healing. I'm here to pray for your soul. And this man burst out crying like a baby. He said to me, he's had professors there. He's had very, very high-ranking clergymen there. And all they want to do is pray for his healing. He says he knows it's his time. This man asked me to pray for him, and I led him to the Lord. And to me, it was the Spirit was so there, you could actually physically feel it. This man then said to me, he's been a very bad person. He's loved money. He had his own helicopter. He had 2 aeroplanes on his farm. Huge game farm. He wants a year to make right. I said to him, I can't do that. I said, you've got to ask the Lord for that. He said to me, but I don't know how to pray. I prayed last when I was about 5 years old. I said to him, you pray to the Lord. He's your friend, he's your brother, he's your father, he's everything. He then prayed and he asked the Lord, please, he would like a year so that he could make right with his people. And his people, he meant his staff as well, because he treated his black staff very badly. He prayed and I left. But I felt this massive glory in that whole house. And even when the woman walked in and we had a cup of tea, it was fine. I left, and about close to a year later, his sister contacted me and said, would I please come to his funeral? I said to her, no, I don't want to go to his funeral. I want to remember what had happened that day, and I'll never forget it. He built a church on his farm. He built a school for the black staff, and he totally, it was, the Lord was in him, and he was in the Lord.